Hi, everybody. This is Anna with the design team, and we are going to be working with this gorgeous kit that just came out for March. And I love this. I love purple. So this is right up my alley. So we're going to go over what comes in the kit for anybody who's not familiar. I have most of it here. We are going to have our name tag or whatever you want to call it. Hang on to this because you can use this as a piece of white cardstock if you want to. This one doesn't have much of a design on it, but sometimes they have a nice design and you can cut that out and use that. But you can use, like I said, you can use that as cardstock if you want to. Now, in your kit, you are going to get 4 pieces of paper. You're going to get 2 of each of these. So you're going to have one like this, and the reverse side is cute. You've got a cat, you've got a window with some flowers, bird's nest, and some other flowers on here. And then you're going to have these roses and the birds on the other side. And I don't think I showed you this side of the one with the cat and stuff on it. It's purple flowers as well. So you're going to get 2 of each of those papers. And then you're going to get your 2 journal cards. You can see those. And you're going to have your sheet of stickers. And then you're going to have your 4 die cut stickers. So this looks like some flowers. You got some more flowers in a little garden bucket. A bird on a branch, and some looks like rain boots with some flowers in there. So that is what we're going to work with. Now, the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to put this paper back down here so that I remember which ones I'm using. I think I was using this one. We are going to make a basket. And I thought this would be fun because this is something that I remember doing as a kid. And every time that we had a birthday, we would have our birthday party and my mom would make these baskets and we would fill them up with penny candy. And they would be the favors for our friends to take home with them. Now, I know a lot of times birthday parties are a lot different now, but I did these for my kids as well. Now my kids are not little kids, so this was quite a long time ago. My kids are, see, my oldest, she's going to be 46 this year, and my youngest is going to be 43. So they're not little kids. But anyway, since my birthday is this month, I thought it would be fun to make some of these or at least make one of them with you guys. It's really, really easy. The hardest part is going to be doing the measurements. So what we want to do is we want to start with a square. And since this paper is 8.5 inches wide, we are going to cut it 8.5 inches the other way so that we have a square. And you can do this either with a paper trimmer or you can do it with a pair of scissors and just measure and cut. And honestly, the trickiest part here is going to be measuring, because I had to really fiddle with the measurements on this. So you're going to measure over, you want your squares to be 2 13/16 of an inch. Yes, it's weird. So I marked this on my paper. Let's see. I think we're going to have this the outside. We're going to use this as the inside, just because I don't know how many of these will show. Yeah, we're going to use this as the inside. I kind of wish the papers had a little bit smaller pattern on them, just so that you could see the stuff better. But anyway, so I found that when I measured over the 2 13/16, but I actually wanted to go just between the 13 and the 14 and mark that. And then I didn't mark the other one, so I'm just going to line this up on this side and mark again. I'm going to flip this over. And you're going to measure again. So yeah, I had to kind of fiddle around a little bit to see just how big to make these squares. All right. Now we're going to find those little marks wherever they ended up. Of course, you know, it's hard to find them, right? All right. There's one. There's the other one. So we're actually going to draw a line across. Now this is the inside, so you're not necessarily going to see it once we're all done. And there's the other marks. So what we're doing is we want 9 squares, all the same size. So now we're going to go the other way. And we're going to do the same thing. Now you can do this with different sizes. It'd be really easy with like a 12 by 12 sheet, so you would get a bigger basket. But I mean, we don't have 12 by 12, but if you were looking to make a bigger basket, like for Easter, you could definitely do that with a bigger sheet of paper. But all it matters is that you have a square piece of paper. And then you're just going to divide it up so you have 9 equal squares on there. That's all you have to do. All right, so we're going to do the same thing this way. Hopefully you guys can see everything okay. I finally figured out how to zoom in my camera. Hopefully it's not too close. I know it was a little further away in the last few videos that we did. Okay, here we go. All right, so once you have your 9 squares, you want to fold this. So we're going to fold it just up to that line. Just touching that line. Make sure you get it straight, because that's going to matter. Double check that. This one looks like it's a tiny bit over. It's hard, you know. You get this paper and it's stiff paper. But it's going to make a nice basket. Then you're going to open that back up. I'm going to do the same thing over here. And then we're going to go the other way. So basically, you're just going to fold along all of those lines so that you've got 9 squares. God, you think it'd be this hard to get the paper all lined up. All right. Now what we're going to do, open that back up. And we're going to cut along those fold lines. You can cut beforehand if you want to, but I just found it was easier to do the one fold. You're going to cut along those lines only up to where the line meets, right there. So you're going to cut on this side. Then you're going to turn it around so your cuts are on the opposite side from you. And then you're going to cut these the same way. Cut up to that line. Okay. Now, what we're going to do to put this together is we're just going to go like this. And you can have whichever one you want on the outside, like here. Figure out which one has the nicest flowers here. So we're going to, I'm going to use some glue just because I think it'll hold better. Sometimes that sometimes that tape can kind of let go a little bit. I found I've had to retape a couple things. Actually, the couple of things I went over and I put glue over the tape. So you're just going to bring that up like that. And then we're going to do this one. And we're going to put this on the inside because you can see the flowers look pretty on that side. So we're just going to go like this. Actually, we want a 1-inch strip. I want to do this because I want to put the handle in on the inside. So I think I can still get that in there. Still get it in, I hope. Huh. All right. It's glue dries pretty quick. Wow. You know what? We're just going to put that in here. So just center it right there. I wanted it in between, but I forgot. So this is just a 1-inch strip off the piece of leftover paper that we had. Now this side, I think we're going to use this as the outside piece. So when I was a kid, we had, well, the store is actually still there. We had this old general store in the town that I grew up in. My mom worked there for a while, and they had the most amazing penny candy counter. And we would go there, like I said, for our birthdays, and we could pick out, I don't remember how much it was. It was probably $1's worth of candy. I don't know, because it was all truly a penny a piece. And so we would go and we could pick out, like if we were having, 10 people coming to the birthday party, we'd go and we'd pick out, 10 different candies and get 10 of each. And we put them in these little baskets, which was just the cutest thing. And look how simple they are. We would just use construction paper because we didn't have all this fancy paper when I was a kid, double-sided paper and all that kind of stuff. We just had construction paper, and we would sit and make these, and we usually write the names on the outside of them, and we would do that before we glue them together. And actually, I'm not even sure if we glued them. We probably stapled them. And it does look a little better if you put your handle in between the paper rather than on the inside. I'm gonna find maybe a sticker or something that we could put on here. 1 second here. So I was thinking it would look really cute with maybe one of the stickers on the, let's see. This side doesn't have that much for flowers, so maybe we'll just add this purple flower on the side of that so that we have a little flower on that side. Now, if you're going to do this and give it as a little party favor, or you could do a little Easter basket or something like that. I forgot to bring it, so I just grabbed this, but I have all this extra stuff that used to come in our packages. There's not quite enough there, but you can add some little paper, or you can use a little Easter grass or something like that, or even tissue paper. And then you can put whatever you want inside that basket to give as a gift. You can put little candies in there, or any other kind of gift. I mean, it's a pretty big size basket, in my opinion. I honestly don't remember them being this big, so I'm wondering if we made them a little bit smaller when I was a kid. So there we have it. Anyway, a cute little basket that you can use for all kinds of things. So thank you so much for joining me. And if you make a little basket, please share it with us so that we can see. You can post in the comments of the video if you want to, but it's better if you just make another post, a separate post, because it gives everybody an opportunity to see without having to go in and look at the comments. But I'd love to see your baskets. So be sure and share if you make any of them with us. So thank you so much for joining us, and I look forward to seeing you again.